Trev's Hockey Show. I'm the Trev. That's too sweet. Anyway, I'm a bit late on this, but it's here all the same. Day one, or round one, of the 2025 NHL Entry Draft is in the books. This is obviously only the draft year, and I'm kind of curious to see how this draft stacks up in the next 5 years, because if the first, I would say 6, 7 picks are anything to be told, this could be a very solid class. I mean, next year's obviously the class you want, but this year, I don't think we can rule this year out as having a deep draft, or at least a deep draft prospect to choose from in the first round. And by the time you're watching this, we're probably very, very deep into day 2. But either way, I at least want to give my thoughts on the first round, and more specifically, at least the first 7, 8, definitely 8, maybe 10 picks, and at least some of the teams that made an abundance of picks. If anything, lots of teams had lots of picks, and picks were flying left, right, and center. So, I mean, you had teams moving up and teams moving down, and teams picking back to back. All through the beauty of trades and trades being made. But either way, let's talk about my opinion on the first round of the 2025 NHL Entry Draft. Let's talk about it. Alright, so right off the hop, 8 teams had multiple picks. 4 of those teams, the Islanders, the Blackhawks, the Predators, and the Penguins, had 3 picks each. San Jose, Philly, Calgary, and Columbus each had 2. So 20 of the first 32 picks are going to a team with multiple picks. As I had mentioned, though, the Islanders had 3 picks in the first round, and obviously used pick number 1, first overall, to draft Matthew Schaefer out of Erie, out of the OHL. I mean, Central Scouting had him ranked at number 1. He was the general consensus to go number 1, and I mean, for 6'2", averaging 1.29 points per game, yeah, I mean, even if he was only limited to so many games in the season, that's still pretty damn good. I mean, provided he makes the team for the 25-26 season, and I can't see why he won't. You got him prospectively paired up with Pelech, with Schaefer, with Pollock, or with Romanov. And in front of Shesterkin, you give him the amount of time to blossom, you give him enough time to develop, it could be a very solid defenseman for years to come. Now, the Islanders also had pick number 16, which they used to select Victor Eklund out of Sweden, who is also the number 2 ranked international skater amongst NHL Central Scouting. And the very next pick, number 17, they drafted Kashan Aitchison out of Barrie. I mean, the 6'1" defenseman, named the best body checker in the Eastern Conference by the OHL. That's pretty damn good. Solid. That's a good reputation to come in with, as the best body checker. So, strong up on defense with 2 of the 3 picks at least. Sharks had the number 2 pick, who they used to select Michael Misa out of Saginaw. And I'm not going to lie, this makes San Jose's depth down the middle look a lot more scary. Misa comes in with 134 points playing for Saginaw in the OHL last season. And being 6'1", 182, I mean, you got Will Smith, you already got Celebrini. Add this to the mix, you can swap Smith between Celebrini and Misa. Results may vary, but I think the results will be good all the same. I really hope he makes the team, and I can't see why he won't. Just because A, it is San Jose, and B, give him time to learn, to adjust with Celebrini, with Smith, playing 2 lines. I mean, this could be a great thing, right? But good pick for San Jose. I was hopeful Misa was going to go number 1, but obviously the Islanders have defense first mentality, and who's going to say no to Misa at number 2 regardless, right? Sharks also had pick number 30, who they used to select. They selected goaltender Joshua Ravensbergen out of Prince George of the WHL. I mean, a 6'5" goaltender with a 3-point goals against average, a .901 save percentage. I mean, the goals against could probably be, somewhat improved, but a .901 save percentage, that's still not bad either. The Blackhawks had picked number 3 and used that on Anton Frundell out of Sweden, who was also the number 1 international skater ranked amongst Central Scouting. I mean, when you come in being compared to a military tank with some high-end offensive skills, that should say it all. Unfortunately, I can imagine Frundell's going to spend one more year in Sweden before he makes the jump to the big time. But when he does make his way to Chicago, this could be a great thing for Bedard and company and whatever the team might look like at the time. I mean, he could be stepping into a great thing, or he could step into being one of the building blocks, right? Right. But again, one of 3 picks Chicago had. With pick number 25, they selected Vaclav Nastreisel, I hope I pronounced that right, out of Muskegon out of the USHL. And earlier reports say he's committed to the University of Massachusetts for next season, so rule him out. Now with pick number 29, they selected Mason West out of Edina High School. Now the thing about Mason West is he was a 2-sport athlete playing hockey and football, and is committed to playing at Michigan State in up to 2026-27. So it could be some time before Mason West makes his debut in the league. The Utah Mammoth had pick number 4 and used that to select Caleb Denoyer out of Moncton out of the QMJHL. And I mean, when you got a shot compared to Nico Hischier and you have 84 points in 56 games played, not to mention Denoyer is a solid 2-way player who can contribute in a variety of ways. I mean, one hopes he'll make the team just for the neat little how will he meld in to the Utah system kind of thing. And I mean, with a team full of up-and-comers and prospects, it can never be a bad gig, right? Nashville had 3 picks in this first round and used number 5 to select Brady Martin out of Sault Ste. Marie in the OHL. I mean, of course, more help down the middle can never be a bad thing, especially in Nashville. Now, again, first of 3 picks in this round. At pick number 21, they selected Cameron Reed out of Kitchener in the OHL. And with pick number 26, they selected Riker Lee out of Madison from the USHL. The thing about Lee, though, is he's committed to Michigan State for 2025-26. Philly had 2 picks in this round, with number 6 being Porter Matone from Brampton of the OHL, and number 12 being Jack Nesbitt from Windsor of the OHL. Boston had the number 7 pick, and I think this is where Boston might have stole the draft, because everybody was overlooking the number 3 North American skater being James Higgins, coming out of Boston College from the NCAA. Now the beauty is Boston didn't have to go too far to make this pick, and one hopes this will definitely help Boston in their depth down the middle. I mean, with a point per game kind of guy, you never hope for bad things. Your Seattle Kraken drafted Jake O'Brien from Brantford at number 8. Wouldn't you know it? Another center. I mean, the hope is that one of them, maybe 2 of them, can transition on the wing, but yeah, we're full of centers now. I'm not going to lie, I was kind of hoping beyond, any kind of hope that maybe they would have selected Carter Bear, but, they obviously didn't consult me on this one, but meh, we'll see, time will tell, right? Buffalo brought in another defenseman, drafting Radim Murka out of Seattle of the WHL, because, between Dahlin, Power, Byram for as long as they have them, and another defenseman, who can go wrong, right? And to round out the top 10, the Anaheim Ducks selected Roger McQueen out of Brandon. And this could be what the Ducks need, a solid center at 6'5", weighing 198, and could probably only get bigger from there. Take away the fractures in his L4 and L5, and maybe, everything will work out. That's the best case scenario, right? But this could be a great thing, especially now that they have some glaring holes to it that are appearing now. I mean, thanks to trading Trevor Zegras, but we'll see what comes out of Anaheim. And that was pretty much your top 10. I mean, Pittsburgh had number 11, number 22, and number 24. If you want to talk about the last team that had 3 picks in this first round, and really Pittsburgh didn't make bad choices. Drafting Benjamin Kindle out of Calgary with number 11. Drafting Bill Zonin from Rouen Noranda with the number 22 pick. And William Horkoff with the number 24 pick out of Michigan. Columbus and Calgary were the other two teams that had multiple picks. Columbus had number 14, where they selected Jackson Smith, and then drafted goaltender Peter Androyanov out of Russia. The first Russian selected in the first round, and it was 20 picks in. Ouch. At number 18, Calgary selected Cole Reshny out of Victoria, and Cullen Potter out of Arizona State with number 32. And like I said, overall, not a bad first class. I am curious to see where this ends up in 5 years. I'm a little worried about my Seattle Kraken being we're going centers and we're not addressing defense or the wing or anything like that. But hey, 4 centers in 5 years. And again, sure, you can transition some to wing and maybe they'll excel, but you draft him as a center, you want him to play center, right? Right. And I have to say, your top 3, the Islanders, the Sharks, and the Blackhawks, add the Predators, maybe even the Penguins. They made out like bandits in this draft. I think for the Islanders, especially, definitely San Jose and maybe even Chicago. Within 5 years, these 3 picks work. These top 3 anyway. But again, time will tell. It's one of those things we can't really judge until we're there, right? But anyway, I think this was a pretty good first round, and see what day 2 has. So let me know your thoughts on the first round of the 2025 NHL Entry Draft. Another one of them Trev's hockey shows. I want to thank you for tuning in. Don't think I don't appreciate the gesture, especially if you've made it to this point. If you have made it to this point, well, congrats, my friend. You've made it to the end. I'm very happy for you. I really am. I mean, if you're here, you're digging what I'm doing, or if you just even want to say hey, feel free to throw a thumbs up. Trust me, that thumbs up goes a long way. I'll never say no to a free thumbs up. It helps this channel out a lot more than you know, so feel free to throw them up. If you want, that red button on the bottom there, the one that says subscribe all over it, come on, you know you want to. I know you want to. The algorithm knows you want to, so feel free. If you haven't done so by now, feel free to subscribe. It'll make you feel good. It'll make me feel good. And we're making that push to 500. So let's see if we can't make this happen. If you want, that link in my description below, that'll take you to my Facebook page. Feel free to join that. I'd love to build the audience there like I'm building the audience here. I'm posting frequently, and hey, let's start a conversation on there. Either way, I'd love to see you there. Move forward. Well, free agency is the next big thing coming up, and that's in a week. So hopefully I'll have something a little more scripted coming out before then, because I've been working on scripted videos now. But I have to say, June's been a very busy month. But either way, in the meantime, and in between time, from Trev, later.